Hi Megan, it's Eric. Sorry I haven't made a video in a rather long time. I just really wanted to make a Twilight Tag, and I wanted to actually finish the movie series before I did that, so I could get the full perspective of everything. And I just saw the movie last night, and it was rather amazing. And you've seen it at this time that you're watching this video, so yeah, amazing stuff happened. Anyways, so same stuff happening. Questions, answers. Hopefully less than 15 minutes. It's Twilight though, so we'll see. Okay, got my notepad. Nothing. Okay, first question. What is your favorite book and why? And normal people would answer with just one, but I put them in order of my favorite to least favorite. First, Breaking Dawn. I know that's not a fan favorite. Yeah, it's just me, I know. I love it because you get to see Jacob's perspective, finally. And that's pretty darn awesome, because it's usually in Bella's perspective, which can be a little monotonous at times. Let's see. You get to see Renesmee, you get to go through the wedding, you get to go through the sets, you get to go through the birth, you get to go and see who this little girl is, Renesmee. And they get to talk more about the powers of vampires and different kinds and stuff, so that was always exciting to me. And it's the last book, so it's the most, you know, that's just Twilight, the first book. I love it. Was I right? Yep. Okay. Well, it is the first book, so it has that quality. It's pretty much setting the tone for the entire series, and it did, I'd say. It's a love story, albeit it's not a healthy love story, but it is a love story that we can live vicariously through. It's obsessive, it's codependent, it's very unhealthy, but it's definitely real. Like, she will do anything she can for him, and vice versa, and it literally is portrayed throughout the entire thing. Probably because he wants to drink her blood, and he's a little curious as to why he can't hear her thoughts. I think that's literally what that relationship is based off of. But anyways, next is New Moon. Yeah. New Moon pretty much Twilight lets you fall in love with Edward, and then New Moon lets you hate him, and then fall in love with Jacob. So that's always cool. I appreciated that. I literally went through the motions with Bella, literally, because I was with Charlie at the time, and Charlie but he insisted that I read Twilight, and I knew there was a movie coming out soon, so I was like, okay, so I got them at the library, read Twilight, and I was like, oh, that's really sweet, Charlie is totally my Edward, and then I read New Moon, and I was going through some issues in my brain about not being with Charlie, so I literally went with Bella and trying to figure out what to do with my life, and I got to Eclipse, and it got happy again, and that's why I stopped reading, because I was with Charlie and I was not happy, so I couldn't read that, because Twilight was so personal to me, and so I just stopped reading Eclipse at the time. But anyways, New Moon, I love it. Let's see what else. It brings in the love triangle concept, like Jacob is seen in like the middle of Twilight, and she uses him to find out more about Edward in the book, and it's ridiculous. But anyways, and she's technically using him again in New Moon, so it's really another unhealthy relationship, but at least she has a friend. Anyways, yep. And last but not least is Eclipse, which is going to be a running theme for me. It's not my favorite plot, although you get to see Jasper's flashback, finally, pretty much. It's a really boring chapter, or couple chapters for me, though. I don't know why. Probably because it's time period. Like, I don't like that. But Jasper's my favorite character. Spoilers. And I really wanted to learn about him, and then it finally happened, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's cool and sad, but I don't know. Whatever. And it's just not my favorite plot. Like, I mean, it's Victoria's last book, and I do love Victoria and her ways, but yeah. Anyways, our next question is favorite movie and why. And I, of course, did the list again. Favorite movie is New Moon. Yeah, I saw it 14 times in theater, and I could see it countless of times over that, but I just didn't have enough money after that. Um, it was so good. The visuals were really well done. Like, the hallucinations of Edward were like a flickering flame, which is what the intent was. And it was just really well done, and it was Shakespearean. It was Romeo and Juliet, and it was very ironic, and how he was going to kill himself because he thought she was dead, and then it was just a whole lot of irony, and if they were late like a few seconds, everything would be ending differently. Ugh. That's just Breaking Dawn Part 2, the newest and latest and the last. I've had the most reaction with that one, mostly because of the ending. I couldn't breathe, and my heart hurt a lot due to the ending, and it was just a bad time. I thought I was literally going to die, and I'm not even kidding. I just needed to tell myself to calm down, and it's okay, and you're over it. You're over the movie. It's just so good and dumb. And Renesmee is in it, and the actress Mackenzie Foy was in the movie, just CG'd mostly. And then Breaking Dawn Part 1 is my third one. It's just beautiful. Bill Condon needs to direct all of the movies all over again. He did so well. He made it for the fans, and he didn't even care about like people from the outside's perspective. It was just so good. Um, Next is Twilight, the first movie. It has to be on the list. It can't be last. It can't. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's nothing like the book. I'm not gonna watch anymore. I know like 3 people like that, and that's crazy. Twilight's not the best book. Why would you base your opinion on all the movies from the not the best book? If that made sense. But yeah, like, I didn't care for the fact that Alice and Esme's past weren't in the movie, but I don't know. I don't know why Rosalie got her past, Jasper got his. I mean, it made sense with the plot, but I don't know. I think Esme. No, I think that Alice. Yeah, they should have all just been in the movie. If you're gonna do 3, you need to do the rest. Okay. And last, Eclipse. I just don't like it. Stop it. Best part of the movie was the tent scene, where Edward and Jacob pretty much just relaxed. They just breathed, and they sort of made a friendship thing. They sort of bonded, and it was well done. They're all great actors to me. Yes. Next question: favorite character and why? And I split them up, of course. Favorite vampire, favorite shapeshifter, werewolf. My favorite is Jasper. It's always been like that since book 1. I've just loved his powers, and I imagined him completely different than Jackson Rathbone portrayed him in the movie, but I don't know. I just love him. Yep. Favorite shapeshifter werewolf? Jacob. I just think his life is pretty tragic, actually, and he goes through a lot of turmoil. And it's really respectable how he grows up, pretty much, literally, and finds love in a hopeless place. Bella's womb. Yeah. Least favorite character and why? Yeah. I did least favorite vampire, least favorite shapeshifter. My least favorite vampire is Laurent. I dislike him. Number 1, he was like, oh, okay, kind of helpful at the end, but like, okay, cool. Then New Moon comes, and he's evil again. He's working with Victoria. I'm like, whoa. And then number 3, is number 3? No. Not even in number 3. Number 4, during the wedding, when the Denali vampires are at the wedding, they mention he killed Laurent. He tried to be good. He wanted to change or whatever. I'm like, what? Were you, like, maybe at a time, but he didn't stick up to that, so good for him to be not in the world anymore. Anyways, Shapeshifter, my least favorite is Paul. He's just aggressive, and I mean, obviously you're a shapeshifter, so you're going to be aggressive, but he is just, I don't know, the first time you see him, he gets slapped by Bella, and then transforms, and almost, I would say, kills her, if Jacob wasn't there. But, yeah, it was really hard to pick, because I love all of the shapeshifters. Next, werewolf or vampire, shapeshifter, vampire. Yeah, I pick werewolf, shapeshifter thing. I'm just gonna do this every time I say it. It's really cool. Because I think the whole mythology of the shapeshifters is really cool, actually. The imprinting, really impressive and well done. And the fact that they only phase when vampires are near and stuff, when there's like danger, that's really cool. And I love the pack idea, the pack. Where they didn't hear each other's thoughts, and I just love the close stuff. I wish I was in a pack. What power would you want to have if you were a vampire? I would, it's not original, but Bella's power, the shield, I would love that. Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters, Bella is. I really enjoyed that she had a shield all along. Like, Stephanie was like, oh, she's going to be different, Edward's not going to be able to hear her, and no one's going to be able to use powers on her. And then she was like, oh, why'd she make it a thing? That's literally how I felt. But I love it anyways, so I would want the shield. Yeah, this question's weird, I don't like it, but I made it up. So, how do you imagine life after Breaking Dawn? Like, what would you want to see happen if they continued? And then I was thinking, apparently, Renesmee was created by Stephanie because, not because she wants Bella to have a baby, but because she wants the next narrator to the next book. She wants Renesmee to continue. And I would love to see that, because Renesmee is awesome. I don't care what you say. Jacob and Renesmee are awesome. The whole family is a little bit messed up in the romance section, isn't it? But I just really enjoyed that, so I think that'd be cool. Like, at the end of the movie, Breaking Dawn, if the vision did come true, Renesmee and Jacob running away, I would love to see crazy hijinks they got into then. Okay, last question. Team Jacob or Team Edward or Team Switzerland? My answer is Team Edward, in the sense, because there's two senses that people like to go with this question. First sense, the one I'm going with, is the correct one. Which one do you want Bella to be with? Team Jacob or Edward? I say Edward, mostly because she's with him, and they're destined to be together because they're soulmates. That's how vampires work. That's how it worked. So I am Team Edward, because I don't want to fight that, especially after Breaking Dawn with Renesmee. But if I were to pick between the two of them, for me, the other sense, which one would I pick for myself? Jacob, because he's down to earth, I guess, since Edward is not. Edward is very, I don't know, formal, I guess, gentlemanlike, it's cool, I guess. It's also very lame. The way he acts with Bella is very defensive and very scary, actually. But Jacob is really down to earth, and it's awesome. But yeah, those are all of my questions. It's your turn to answer them yourself, and I hope this isn't annoying for you. I know that Twilight is awesome, and I know you think that as well, but I know you probably don't love it as much as I do. But that's cool. We can talk. Feel free to rant about the movie that hopefully you watched, because I didn't spoil it too much, but just, yeah. I really want to be in person with you so we could rant. But hopefully that'll happen on Thanksgiving, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Talk to you later. Bye!